Some observations of the Scottish art scene that I think if they were addressed and talked about, maybe things would get a little bit better. Who knows? I'm just one guy. I think a lot about siloing, about the fact that there's a lot of great stuff that's happening. There's grassroots theatre, there's stand-up comedy, there's improv, there's loads of different kinds of music and dance, but they're all happening in our own little bubbles. We need more cross-pollination, a little bit more collaboration, a little bit more finding out what each other's doing. So let's get along to different people's things. Let's find out what's actually happening. Let's have some sort of centralized way of finding out. Funding, money. Let's be honest, it's always going to be the problem when it comes to the arts because you don't really get a huge amount of money just from the ticket sales alone. That's the thing that needs to change. You need to get beyond this huge bureaucracy in terms of accessing a lot of money for the artists. Let the artists have the money to pay their rents, to pay their bills, and then they can produce the art and then maybe even get paid for doing the art. That's crazy. Imagine that in Edinburgh, getting to do art and get paid for it. Crazy, I know. Production and commissioning houses, that kind of thing. So I know a lot of people that have got great ideas for theatre, great ideas for films, TV shows, all that sort of thing, but they're expected to do it all themselves from that one idea. They can't just be a writer, they can't just be a director, they can't just be an actor. No, they have to be everything, a producer, fundraiser, all this kind of stuff. Where are the houses that are going to do the commissioning and let people actually just create the projects they want to do? So let's get more of these kind of production houses that are actually taking submissions, are actually trialing ideas, are actually creating stuff. Do I see this one? I think I kind of do. Gatekeeping a little bit is still a thing. There's a lot more openness in a lot of areas. I appreciate that. But also you've got things like, for example, the Traverse Theatre, which is a lovely space. They've got 3 theatre spaces. They could easily be doing 3 different shows a night there, 365 days a year, and they still wouldn't capture even just a microcosm of the creativity that's happening in Edinburgh. But they've got the space, they get to decide what's in there, what isn't there. And a lot of other venues as well. You can hire the space. Oh, sure, you pay the money and you get to use the space. But, they ain't going to worry too much about promoting your show. Or, it's up to you to really work that out. But you have to pay them as well. You might not get paid, but they have to get paid. So there's a lot of that gatekeeping. Let's, open up things a little bit more so more art that is already there can actually happen. Say the quiet part out loud. Talking about these things, and the number of times I go along to the event, and look, I kind of do it as well. I ain't saying that I'm somehow perfect or anything like that, but we go along to events, we talk about the things that work, the things that don't work, but when push comes to shove, we haven't got the way to say to the people who can make a difference. Why? Well, partly because we're British a lot of the time, but also because we're afraid of losing what little we have in this industry. This is a precarious industry, and let's be honest, you say the wrong thing in front of the wrong person, and you've got a likely chance of, not working again. Ugh. This is just my quick thoughts. I ain't perfect. Let me know in the comments what you think, and also, hey, share your own thoughts and ideas. Let's continue this conversation, because that's the thing. Let's talk. Let's just talk. Let's just openly talk, and let's lots of different people talk. Let's all talk. Yes!